icon. The icon grew up. What the hell is this? A 68-inch Epic with power top? What a bad unit. What up, guys? CP the Tool Addict. Woo! We've got a brake tool flare review. Mastercool versus the Vevor. That's right. We're going to jump right into this bad boy. Nix. She says, I am out. So let's get into this. All right, so we are comparing the Mastercool, which these are both not made in the USA. Just keep that in mind. Made in Taiwan. On this one, the part number 783200. This is a master set. They're both the same set. It's identical, really, in all retrospects, except for these dies are a huge difference. These are forged dies, which are much nicer in my opinion. And not only that, this head is, as you can see, wider on this one, where this one's narrower, which will make a difference if you're trying to get into somewhere to flare. Using it on the car, these are not good on the car flares, wouldn't you say?
We do, but I mean,
they're kind of sucky for doing it on the car. But if you can get it in there, then it's great. But this one comes with a tubing cutter, which is kind of a moot point. Also, I noticed that the hardware on this one is a little bit different. So this one has brass, and then it has a stainless steel spring, where this has a coated spring. So that's something to think about. Flaring capabilities, I think, should be pretty... well, we're going to check it out. We're going to see what it does flaring-wise, but that's what I definitely wanted to look at and see what the difference... If this one's worth paying $200 less versus paying this $200 more for this one. I do like the dies. I will tell you, that's a big concern for mine right there. I noticed that if you look how the dies line up on these, they see... Nixie?
Where are you going?
She wants to get in.
Where's yours?
She wants to get in.
Where's Henry?
He's at home.
Oh.
Which, I don't know, man. Maybe these ones don't, maybe they don't line up perfectly. Maybe it's just me. They kind of do. Yeah, they're pretty true. But if I've looked at some of these and I didn't like how they lined up. Just pull out this big one. This is, if you line this one up. Now, keep in mind, I'm not lining. I'm trying to do this one-handed, so they're not too bad. Keep in mind, I'm doing this one-handed, so getting this super true. Let me set it down somewhere flat. Try to get a shot down on top of it. Guys, I want to jump in here real quick and say there will be a link for the description down here. This is on sale for under $200 right now, so but they are just a heads up. Or billet. They might be billet instead of forged, is what I'm thinking these are. But these forged dies, you cannot. And they slide down in the recess on this, which I like a little bit better. Got it in backwards. Yeah, well, the side tool, but they lock down in. They'd lock down in the side of it, which I like that better. The new tool, the newer updated model of this is a lot nicer too, because it has a stopper lever. But I just wanted to look at these at a side-by-side glance to see what, so that way when somebody's looking at this, so that way we're giving a fair comparison. Air compressor's kicking, but I also wanted to notice that all of these are marked out in this case, which is a huge deal. I think there's a lot of videos out showing the flaring tools in action. I will do a video with this one flaring. I'm not going to show this one because there's a ton of videos out there on flaring, but that's just the difference in what you're getting and for your price with this is adding up on it. Now, I'd been turning down this tool from Vevor for a long time. They've been asking me to take this tool for a long time, and I finally decided, hey, you know what? If this is going to be on the market, I should probably just let them send it to me so that way I can look at this versus that one. Personally, I like my Lyle flare tool better because it's small and compact, and for 1/4 inch and 5/16 lines, it does the job, and that's mostly what I run into. I mean, what do you do mostly? 1/4 and 5/16? That's pretty much, I mean, and this does the fuel lines too, which is nice. If you want to add, yeah, 3/16. Yeah. So, all right, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to try to flare this, but we had to get our pieces out here. So basically for a 1/4 inch, we're just going to do the inverted die. I'm going to do this one-handed. Slide this over, unscrew this. And we got to set the die in like this. Now, like I said, this just does a pinch on it. It's going to be a little bit.
Everybody does that for you. Once the tip's in, the rest follow. And that is not.
Just the tip. Now we're just getting just the tip. I'm getting just the tip right now too.
Just slide over there and help.
All right, so when you set this tool up here, make sure these dies go in one way. Like you can easily get them turned around, and there's a little guide down there, and then you can set your tube in there. You get that in there, and you get this flush in with this steel. We'll see how this flares. The first time I did a flare, I messed this up. Okay, so once you get your tube flush with that right there, there we go. Now we'll tighten this bad boy down, capture our line in. And we're going to get our right die here. Where's the 1/4 inch inverted die? Come on, CP. Got the one, yeah, 1/4 inch inverted die. Spin this bad boy here. And I'm going to spin this up and get it caught in here. Very important that you get that pintle started in there. Manually walk it in there, whatever you got to do. Do not, and then you can spin it up in there. Just don't start pumping on it until you get that thing set up in there decent. So one thing I've seen people do is break these off. And then we'll kind of, I like to have this thing spaced up here at the top so I can watch it. So now we got those flushed back there. Let's back it off a little bit so that way it falls out. Make sure our valve is all the way open. And all right, we're gonna leave it right about there. So now we're gonna put this in, give her a couple of squeezes, make sure it's walking in around like it should. Just give it a couple pumps until she bottoms out. We'll see if this flare comes out better. All right, and then we got that, and you don't want to go He-Man on it. Now we're going to switch this die out. See here, get out of there, little feller. Switch that die out. Get our double flare die in. Pop that bad boy in. Probably turn it down a little bit. And turn this down. And this should center up pretty good, but we'll see how this one works. There we go. Give you a good shot in there. Come on, focus in. Squeeze it down once again. Starts to get hard. Give it a little bit of mustard. Let her back out. Let's pull it out here. These are super fast to make. I will tell you this, over the traditional way. I gotta turn this out. I'm doing this all one-handed, guys, so keep that in mind. Forgive me for... Alright, so we got some marks in there. Let's check out this. Oh, that's much better. Look in there. What do you think? Check out that one. A lot better. Yeah. The first time I put the dies in backwards. That's a much better flare job, and so I think it's not bad, but it's still, I don't like it as well as the Mastercool tool. I'm still going to stick with my original opinion that I'm not really satisfied with the dies, how they set in there. I would rather see a groove where they're captured in, you know, and instead of this spacing on how they use the head. That's one thing I don't like about this. See how this uses the head to capture in and center, and then this is all that you have for the alignments. That little pin, that little divot they have up there, it keeps it from spacing out a little bit, but and moving around. But the dies stay in there pretty true. But you see that? See this little play right there? That's going to mess your flare up just enough. If you don't make sure that that is super flat when you're putting that together in that flare. See how that walks in there? I don't like that. This one's a lot more firmer, but it's the casting. And you can see on here, the pitting and the casting in this is just not super high quality, where the Mastercool is a lot better made. So that's my opinion on this tool. 100% final opinion. Is it great? No, it will work. I think if you're diligent with what you're doing, you can get the job done with it. It'll work and do decent flare jobs. But is it the banger? Is it as nice as the Mastercool? Absolutely not. Is it worth $200 less? Yes, it's absolutely worth $200 less. So moderate, intermediate tool, not the greatest. I think with time we'll see how it holds up. It's just a hydraulic cylinder, though. I can't imagine it being terrible, but you're getting a little bit less quality with this. So you got your information. You do with what you want. Let me know down in that comment box what you think. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Ring that bell. Remember, keep your hands dirty and your money clean. Thanks for watching.